We have breaking news this evening out of Grindavik as the club announced the signing of 18-year-old Argentine fullback Brandon Luna from Juventus for a fee of £4.3 million. Now, manager Aussie Villain had this to say just moments ago. Look, it's always good to bring in talented players, and Brandon is certainly one of those. I think the biggest problem we're going to have with him is keeping him happy so that he doesn't get his head turned by a bigger club. But we're working on a special neck brace that should stop that from happening.
Syngum saman til sigurskrópum áfram Grindavik. Og ég veit, við magnum gerir það.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on the Impossible Dream. It is season 14, episode 2 today, I think. Episode 2, and it is the gags in action. We have Prottur in our first round. I think it's the third round, proper of the Icelandic Cup. Hopefully we'll have another tie after that. If not, we'll have a league game or something. But the big news we have since last episode is we have made a signing. It is Brandon Luna. He is currently a Juventus player. He's a promising 18-year-old Argentine right back. And we've got him for 4.3. The lower end of his transfer value there is what we've got. And yeah, I think he's going to do quite well. Now, the one major issue perhaps is the jumping reach. Add that to a lack of aggression, maybe he could get beaten in the air quite a bit, but he is brave, he's got decent strength. So yeah, all in all, I think he's going to do quite well. Already a good tackle up, already a decent crosser. So yeah, I think there's a lot to like about him. Though he hasn't played for Juventus' senior team as of yet, you wouldn't expect him to, and he probably won't now, to be honest, if we signed him. But all in all, very, very happy with that signing. I think we've done very well there. It'll replace the likes of Juleson, of course, who has left. He should become club trained, only being 18. He'll have time to become club trained. So all in all, as I say, I think it's going to be both now and down the line. It could be a very, very good signing for us. Now, there is one game to catch you up on after the debacle, really. We drew Phil Care, if you missed it last episode at home, newly promoted side. We did have Rafferson up front, so perhaps that explains something. But we faced IA. They have been the runners-up in the league, it seems like the last 4 or 5 years. So let's see if we could bounce back with a win versus them. Sima gave us an early lead. Milosevic found Baltansen to make it 2-0. And Bakali threaded the needle for Milosevic to get our third before half-time. Dagan made it 4-0. Then he made it 5. Before Krusliak got our 6th. So a very, very good performance from us here. Absolutely played them off the park from first to last. We did make some changes through the game as well. We gave Seamer a little bit of time up front. A couple of players off the bench, Ertul and Allmarkson to get ready for the gags today, and Krusliak off the bench as well, managed to get himself a goal. So league table update, and we are back up top. I mean, we're going to win the league, aren't we? That's just sort of the reality of the situation that we're in. It doesn't matter that we drop points, but obviously we don't like to do that. Now, one other thing, just to quickly catch you up on, because it is going to impact our season, is this. It is the players that have been caught into the Euros. So Degan and Plemenos, our two starting centre-backs for Europe, ideally. They are going to be away now. It shouldn't matter. They should be back by the time we come to qualify for Champions League anyway. And then we're missing a few Icelandic players as well. Now, of course, Juleson is leaving the club anyway, so we don't have to worry about that. And yeah, you can see the others there. They are all going to be our players. Now, speaking of leaving the club, actually, Jofferson will be leaving us, not quite the $500,000 I was after, but he's going off to Sporting Gijon. Don't know why I did that. But yeah, I mean, he wanted to leave. He is a gag. He came through our academy. He has been capped, but he's not really good enough for us, although he could do a job for the gags, to be fair. But you know, we've got a decent fee. He's on a bit of money, almost $9,000 a week. So, yeah, that overall I think is going to be a good deal. More so getting the wages off than the transfer fee itself. Now, one other thing we do have to do, of course, is last season's goal of the season. You voted for it now, so let's see which goal you voted for. And it was this stunner in the Icelandic Cup final last year. I think we've chosen wisely there. What a volley that is. So it brings us to this season's Icelandic Cup, and that was the last goal we scored in the competition, so let's hope we can live up to that. As I say, we're playing Prottur, who are a second-tier side, so we are away from home. These are the gags that are going out. Rafferson in goal, Mortensen, Hilminaten, Unnesen, and Bodvartsen as the back four, Turpinson, Andersen, and Allmarkson in midfield. Now, two new names, Junior. Now, he is the main reason why I sold Medina to Porto for 1.4 million. All those transfers will go through July 1st, by the way, that we've done sort of this episode and the transfer special. So he was the reason I was willing to do it. It's a lot of potential there. He's 17, so it's his turn. He's the next gag off the cab rank. And over on the left-hand side, having sold Jofferson, and he is technically still at the club, so we could play him, we don't really have anybody else. So Helgi Magnusson is going to play his first ever game as an inverted or inside forward over there on the right-hand side. He's got decent pace, dribbling, crossing, first touch are all good. He does have inside forward vibes, so we're going to see how he goes over there. And of course, Baltinson goes up top. Couple of newer names that are on the bench. Ignason is a left back. Not a particularly good one, but he's a left back, so he has a use to us. And Maya, I would like to give him some game time. He is suddenly just turned into a superstar. It says he's German. He was someone that we signed when we were giving out money through the league. And like I say, just suddenly is becoming a superstar. And the other one is Hal Dawson. We are a little bit thin on the ground in strikers. Now, this guy played a game in the preseason League Cup and was horrid. Hopefully, we don't need him, but there is a little bit of potential there. So, yeah, a little bit thin on the ground at striking options as well. So, yeah, we'll see how he goes. All right, so here are the team sheets. Any names you recognize there? I don't think so. All right, what do we say to this? Stick to the plan, we'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, this is always the most dangerous game for the Gags because a lot of them are lacking match sharpness. And here we go, away from home. And it's a fairly attacking lineup, isn't it? Considering who they are and who they're playing. So they obviously have a way to go about things. I mean, as we do. I mean, it's quite a defensive lineup for us, considering who we are and who we're playing. You could equally argue, couldn't you? So, yeah, let's see what we can do. And we don't need to see any more of that pre-game because I'm running out of things to say. Yeah, so Mortensen as a left back is obviously not ideal, but I still think we're better off having him there as Junior. Knocks a corner in. What a save that is from Unnison, I think it was. And somehow there, we've ended up giving a foul away, it looks like. And now we've got defending to do as well. Cross comes in. Easy for Mortensen to head it clear. There was a little bit of controversy about Mortensen not being picked by the national team for the Euros. I'm not really sure why. But there was. He's a good player for us at this level, you know, as a backup that's happy to sort of play. Here we go with Baltinson. This should be, and it is, the first goal of the game, his 15th of the season. And it was a nice ball forward. I'm assuming from Markson because those two just link up almost telepathically for the Gags, don't they? So Turpinson for Oh no, it was Magnusson. I think it's his first game for the seniors as well. And he's put that on a plate. Well done to the young kid out there. Excellent. He did have good passing, didn't he? So maybe not too surprising as we go again here. Bodvarsson. And we'll come forward. So, well, what was I saying? I got distracted. Here we go for Junior. Junior pulls it back. Oh, he needed to be just straight across the face of goal, didn't it? Where Allmarkson, who was it? Baltinson was. Oh, yeah, so Mortensen, yeah. I mean, it wasn't really a surprise to me that he didn't get picked. But, yeah, there we go. No one's going to remember him, but Offjord, I think his name was. He was the backup left back for a while. Is it offside? I think it is offside, although it may have been given. We'll have another look at this. Baltinson has got the second. I thought that was offside. But yeah, Offjord, if you do remember him, he was our backup left back when Collar was around, I think. It's Magnusson again. Oh, it's come off the defender there, so maybe that explains that. But Magnusson having an absolute belting game, considering he's never played that position before in his life. So he's behind the ball. Very nicely done. Yeah, he is one of the left backs for the national team. So, I mean, considering and Collar, we are just loaning out to try and strengthen the league, basically. Collar, to be fair to Collar, as long as I'm being fair to people, he would still walk into the Gags to play at left back. But we loan him out these days to try and help some of the teams in the league out. As the ball comes in, it is blocked. It is fallen for Bodvarsson. We come back the other way. Junior, what's he got for us? He's looking fairly good on... well, it's not his debut, is it? But it's Arneson over the top. Yeah, certainly it was his first game of the season anyway. Another long ball forward. Harmajartsen heads it down, but Prottur will pick it up. Olmarksen picks it off the toe, and Magnusson trying that trick again. Baltinson on this occasion, though, can't win it. Junior to Magnusson. Is he going to do another ball through? He is. Baltinson's in. Baltinson scores. And it's all a little bit too easy for Neil Baltinson, isn't it? I think what we will do at half-time is we'll take him off and we'll bring on that young kid that stunk the place out in his first game and give him another chance to play up front. But I'll tell you what, loving Magnusson as that inside forward option there. He's just having a screamer, isn't he? Is that all 3 assists for him, or did one of them go somewhere else? I can't remember now if it's 3 assists. I think it is all 3 assists. I just clicked off the screen there before. Well, I didn't click, it went off the screen before I could see, but I think he has got all 3 assists. So is there a new Olmarksen in town? Arneson forward for Baltinson. They've just got to drop their line a bit deeper, don't they? Baltinson has 4. His 18th of the season. The Magnusson show is briefly put on hold. And it is 4-0 in the 29th minute. Yeah, I mean, they're playing against us like they're playing against a Diet Pepsi League here, aren't they? And we are obviously a little bit better than that. I wonder if we just rest Baltinson now, actually, and give the kid as long as possible. I'm wondering, too, Arneson on a booking. We have Fredriksson, who could come on. Let's not make all our changes in the first half, maybe. But I think Baltinson, job done. Is he going to get 5? Is he going to get 5? He is. Do we cancel that and see how many he can get before half-time? Maybe we do. He's got 5. He's got 10 minutes left. Let's see how many he can get, and we'll take him off at half-time. And they just... How many times are they going to do this before they learn their lesson? Drop your line, guys. I almost feel bad for you at this point. Your defense is too high up the pitch. This is very easy for us right now. And is there going to be a 6th goal in the first half for Baltinson? It doesn't look like there is. Maybe the message just got home to them, and it is just the 5 at half-time. So we will be able to change things up here and give some game time to the young players that I'd like to. So he can come on up front. Let's get Maya on for Olmarksen. Let's get Fredericks. Actually, no. Let's undo that last one. Let's get Maya on for Arneson, maybe. He could play as a... Yeah, let's do that. And let's get Ignason on for Mortensen, who has a booking and is out of position anyway. And yeah, let's see what we can do here. Yeah, let's just get back out there. So 3 changes. I think we have more we can make. Junior has a go. It's the crossbar. So unlucky. And Halmajarsen. Turpitsen. Is the highlight going to continue? It looks like it is. Meyer. Puts it out there for Bodvartsen. And that will be that. Let's give them some praise. And yeah. Now, there was some comments too about the youth intake. And I think it was partly tongue-in-cheek. But to go and get some of the talent from the rest of the league. If our intakes are bad, there should be good Icelandic players somewhere. I don't really want to do that again because it almost bankrupted us last time, sending all that money out through the league. We obviously, Turpitsen has, and that's a bit of a sitter that's been missed. It almost bankrupted us last time, and nobody's still turned professional even with that money, although there is a lot of new stadiums in the league, so that may be where some of the money went. So yeah, I'm a little bit hesitant to do that again. Maybe we should go and have a bit of a scout around and see what there is as Junior gets a cross in, and it is hacked away. And here comes Prottur the other way. Ignason in a bit of a battle, wins out eventually. Can he get a cross in? It's there for Magnusson. Can he find someone in the middle? He can, and Holdorsi still. Oh, it's like that game he played earlier on all over again. He just couldn't finish his dinner. It was unbelievable. And he's down to a 6-3 again. It says he has potential. I don't know what maybe it's as a groundsman. I don't know what it is because he certainly doesn't look like a striker at this point in time. Maybe he does have decent dribbling, so maybe playing wide and sort of cutting in a little bit more might be more suited to his game. But we need him as a striker just now. Here we go with Magnussen. He deserves a goal, and he gets his goal. Helgi Magnussen. That is one of the most impressive debuts I think we'll see. It is 3 assists and a goal. I think he's playing a 10, and Maya off the bench has sent him through. It's shocking defending, isn't it? Sit deep, compact, guys. That's the way you want to play against us. And yeah, considering this is often the game that can be the most difficult for us, you wouldn't know it looking at that. 6-0. We are through the first part of the Icelandic Cup, and we will get to go again. So 6 to the best for Grindavik. We don't know. Yeah, so it was his first game for the team. That is a magnificent debut, isn't it? And Ignason made his debut there as well. So just the 5 in the first half there for Baltinson. Decent afternoon's work. We don't know who we're playing yet, obviously, but we will be back for that fourth round tie. So I've got a little bit of work to do between now and then, and hopefully we'll get ourselves into the next round when we get there. Okay, welcome back. So it is Folsna away from home that we've been drawn against. That is quite the tough draw, obviously, being both Pepsi League sides. It could have gone either way, but they got drawn as the home team. So yeah, that's going to be the game. It's going to be a tough one, and we are, of course, got the Euros underway now. So we have been and will be today with this game anyway, without Baltinson, Arneson, who else has gone? Rafferson's called up, so there's a lot of big players that are missing for us as well that would be GAG, Arneson as well, that would be GAG qualified. So that is going to be tough, but there's a lot of other stuff to catch you up on as well. The first is the European season has ticked over. Tottenham won the Champions League, so that's a little bit strange, but they won that 4-0. They beat City in the final. But the Pepsi League has moved up 3 places to 21st, so that is obviously a good thing. If we go and have a quick look here, where are we here? So we're just behind the English Championship, same sort of level as that. So that gives you a rough idea sort of where we stand. If we could get some of that English Championship television money, though, that would be all right, wouldn't it? As a club, we have moved up 6 places to 28. Now, this coming season, we are defending 19 coefficient points. We got 24 for last season, so that gives you a rough idea of where we stand there. And Iceland even has moved up 2 places to 17th. It now means we come into the Champions League in the 3rd qualifying round rather than the 2nd qualifying round. And I think with that, we can just about kiss goodbye any chance we had of beating Manchester City's goal scoring record. So that is a little bit of a shame. So we overtook Switzerland and Hungary. So again, gives you a rough idea of where we stand. Now, another thing that has happened, because it is after June 9th, which means the transfer window is opened in Europe, we have signed another player. We have signed Enzo Valenzuela, an 18-year-old Argentine midfielder from Colon, I think is how you pronounce that. He is potentially very, very good. Now, the one maybe troubling thing is that his personality is a mercenary, but as long as we're paying him and he's playing, that shouldn't be a problem. I think what I really liked about him was the fact that he's left-footed. So in a midfield 2, we have someone to play on that left-hand side of midfield. The long-term plan is that this is the end of Bakali. So we'll wait and see exactly how that plays out. But that is sort of the plan at this point. He's played 44 times at 18 for Colon in the Argentine League. Got 2 goals. So yeah. Him and Luna should be good additions to the team. Luna is second nationality of French, so he won't count as a foreign player on that sense. And of course, with the transfer window open, it means that players are unhappy again. So yeah, Pavas and Milosevic are both annoyed at not being able to have moves. Let's hope that they get over that quickly and that everybody comes back on side fairly quickly. Now, there are 3 games we've got to catch you up as well. And as I said, this was without our Iceland international players, or any of our international players, Pelamenos and Degin as well, that are at the Euros. It was a preview of this game today because it was Folsna we had in first up in the league. We took an early lead when Aroka and Kruzliak combined. Raul sent Kruzliak in moments later to double our lead. And Volpez put Kosh clear of the defence to make it 3-0. Before it was Volpez again who sent Raul in on goal. And Kruzliak completed his hat-trick in style. Before Kosh crossed for Bakali to make it 6-0 at half-time. Kosh got our 7th just after the break. And Aroka picked out Kruzliak's run to get his 4th. Before Bakali sent Kruzliak in for his 5th. So there's not really too much to say about that. It was absolutely epic. Are we going to do that to them in the cup game? Almost certainly not, because the team's going to look quite different. But what a performance, start to finish. It was absolutely brilliant. Next up, it was the return of Stefansson to Grindavik Stadium as we faced Vikinga. Krusliak gave us the lead. And Meister crossed for Krusliak to get his second moments later. Before he all picked out Krusliak to get his hat-trick early in the second half. So we were just a little bit too good for them again. Krusliak with a hat-trick. We didn't obviously go on with it like we did against Volzhna, but still very, very good. Now, Stefansson didn't play particularly well. They were playing him as a poacher. I think he had one sort of half chance, but yeah, he never really, he didn't have the players around him, and he's getting on a little bit now these days as well. If we look at Stefansson, still a decent enough player, you know, for this level. Still has all the key attributes, so it's slowed down a little bit, but still the really good finishing, good anticipation, composure and off the ball technique that made him such a good player for us. But yeah, he's 32 now, and yeah, just not the player he was when we had him. The final game to catch you up on was against Vela. Sima put us ahead, and Kosha's deflected cross was finished by Krusliak to make it 2-0. But Vela pulled one back. It's a bit of a strange game, this one. If we were always the better team, but we did struggle just a little bit. I think perhaps here you look at some of the lineup, it was maybe starting to sort of scratch the bottom of the barrel as well. Those 3 games were fairly quick in succession, and obviously the squad depth was down because it was taking place during international break. So not only did we lose the players at the Euros, but some of the youth internationals as well for Iceland. So yeah, we were sort of scraping a team together a bit for this one, just a little bit, but still more than enough to win that. I make that 9 goals for Krusliak in 3 games as well. And the league table, things are very much back under control as we have a 5-point lead with a game in hand on, well, certainly KR, if not Stanen. But yeah, Volzhna, look at that, struggling down the bottom of the league right now. And Vikinga, AI and Breedablink are all bottom half of the league as well. So it's a very, very flipped, really, table, isn't it? But let's have a look and see what we're doing here now in this cup game against Volzhna. And again, we are missing players, so it's an interesting looking team that we have. All right, so we've got Jefferson in goal because no Rafferson, so he starts. Mortensen, Hammerjartsen, Gisarasen and Bodvartsen are the back 4, so missing maybe 1 or 2 there. We'd like to have Fredriksson, Turpitsen, and actually we might switch those 2 around. So Turpitsen, Fredriksson, and Olmarksen in midfield. Junior, Magnusson, they both did brilliantly last game, didn't they? And we're going to go with Bjornsson up front. He is not a striker, but I have a little bit more faith in him getting the job done than I do in the youngster Holdors, who has failed to impress me in his previous 2 starts up front. So yeah, this is going to be very, very tough. No Bjornsson might even be the difference between us getting knocked out here or not. Alright, so we can see the team sheets there. Hadartson was one of our, he was a gag, he was one of the, he was a regular starter for the Gags for a while there. It does look a similar team that we face in the league. Obviously, we're not going to stick 9 past them here though, are we? Okay, I think, just go out there, we've got some nervous players. Yeah, see, the Grindavik should beat Volzhna. This Grindavik side is going to have a much tougher time. So, let's go out there. Let's put on a worthy display. I guess if we put on a worthy display, we should win, shouldn't we? Everybody seems fairly motivated by that, so that's a positive. And here we go. So, yeah, bottom of the league versus top of the league. And is that Half Paulson? I wonder if that's the guy we had. But he was at Thor, I think is where we sent him to. Yeah, I really worry a little bit that no Baltons in here. Yeah, he does get us out of jail quite a bit with the gags, so he is a, would we say a world-class striker? Probably not quite at that level, but certainly maybe just a level below. And yeah, you know, the defense is missing Unison, who's a big part of it as well. Gisarasen can play centre-back. He can play it fairly well. But again, he's not Unison, who is an Iceland international. Anybody that's playing this one is not as good as obviously players that are off representing their country right now. And I think we're seeing here already, aren't we, that it's not going to be the same game. Let's take it off, exploit the flanks. Let's encourage them. I'm never sure if aggressive is actually a good body language thing or not. I mean, it says it's red, but I mean, I guess they're probably in danger of getting Fredriksson. Oh, Fredriksson, we needed that, mate, late in the first half. And Fredriksson has given us the lead, and what a lead it is as well. Look how far out that is. And off centre. Now, has he put it in the top corner? Oh, he has. He's absolutely binned it. Look at that. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. And that is 1-0. That is a lead that we desperately needed. So, not a great half in terms of highlights. Luckily, there's lots of stuff going on off the field, so that's going to help us get an episode out of this. But yeah, let me know what you think of the new signings as well. I did say in the transfer special, yes, that was a little bit underwhelming, but I was fairly confident that things were going to happen for us, and yeah, so that has thankfully proved to be the case as well. So the next problem we're going to have is squeezing everybody into a European squad, as Junior goes a long way and forces a save. One big thing we have coming up for Europe this season is that Kruzliak and Sima are going to be club-trained players. So, and it's Halma... I can't say that name, can I? Halma Yarsson. Let's hope the ground announcer gets a little bit better than I do. And early in the second half, we are 2-0 up. I believe that's the first goal for him. He has been around the gags for a little while now, so perhaps he has managed to get one before. So we've got some defending to do now. Ball into the box. It is headed away. Concentration. Scores at one end. Heads away at the other end. Mortensen's there. Junior completes the clearance. And we managed to keep possession as well. Bjornsson's done a wonderful job. For someone who's filling in up front, what a wonderful job he's done holding up possession there for us. Junior for Bodvarsson, for Fredriksson. This is potentially a very, very nice goal. Back out for Junior. Can he pull it back and find... Oh, is it a penalty? It's whipped in. It's headed away. And Dagbjornsson, of course, who was formerly one of our boys. And was that Mortensen that sent one into the fans behind the goal there. So far, though, I'm going to say this is a very, very good away performance from us. I was genuinely concerned about this one. Now, Magnussen's not having anywhere near the game that he had when we saw him last time. Now, better opposition. And, of course, not quite the same quality of players around him. And thankfully, the goalkeeper is doing a little bit better than last time we saw him as well when he threw one in. Well, didn't even throw it. He just didn't even... I don't know what he did. Still not sure what he did when he just let it go straight past him. He forgot he was playing football, I think. Turpinson on a booking and... all right, Allmarkson. Let's take Allmarkson off for Meyer. It's a little bit late, actually, in the day for him to get a match rating and improve his youth development things, but never hurts to give someone some playing time. And Allmarkson has played quite a bit. So the Gags successfully navigate that. That was a dangerous game for us, and defensively we played really well. So that's really, really good to see. And yeah, I think that's just a really good performance from us. A very understrength Gags. So there we go. I wouldn't say we hammered them, but we certainly were fairly comfortable, weren't we? Hajmarsson, something along those lines. Good to see him playing well, isn't it? It's always good to see one of the Gags put in a good performance. Mortensen's going to get himself suspended. That is not what we need from you, mate, to be honest. Hopefully, it'll be the Pepsi League game because we need him for the Gags as much as possible. But guys, that will do it for today. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and we will come back next time. We've got the quarterfinal here, and we'll see Starnen away. Now, Starnen are currently second in the league, so it might be one where we come back for those two games, because I think the semi-final is usually a little bit further down, isn't it? But it'll be somewhere around there. There'll be 2 games of football to watch, and Champions League, again, is just around the corner. Take care.